What's going on, workforce? Brian and Chris here.
And today, a pair of mics.
And a pair of mics. So we would love to know how we sound. We're working on it, obviously. So if nothing else, as we dive into getting you guys caught up on all the 14 news developments that have happened this week, we figured we would also use this as a good audio sound check and test because we got some other content that we
know what professional recorders say. Change venues weekly.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, also, like make sure that whenever you're doing something different, you add in a new variable.
Oh, as many variables as possible. Scientific method understood.
Understood, yes. Why couldn't we repeat that experiment and get the same result? Who knows? All right, let's jump into it, guys. If you guys have not seen, this is actually what Yoshi P detailed out back in January, talking about the roadmap for servers, talking about bringing this game, more data centers. And this is only kind of like part 1A of the overall plan as it's going to roll through even into next spring. And honestly, that's where when you start to see them with the new data centers, oceanic data centers, that should put Final Fantasy XIV in a really good spot come the next major wave, which I would anticipate some 3 to 6 months after the World of Warcraft expansion, if history proves itself to be, cyclical.
I treat it more like highway expansion, where they'll complete it just in time to realize it's time to start on the next one.
Yeah.
So yes, this is a multi-step process. So remember, it started with Endwalker, let's just get things stable. Then we needed to bring on Oceanic, and we needed to make the game something that you could transfer worlds and you could purchase the game again. We've done all of that.
Yes.
Then, now we are in the next step. The Japanese data center had 10 worlds, 11 worlds, and 11 worlds. So their limitation was the login server because it was too many worlds per data center. So they're adding a 4th data center and splitting that out to 8, 8, 8, and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Which 8 worlds, for anybody that wants to know kind of what that feels like, that's what... Whoa. That's where NA sits right now. Is at 8 worlds per. Now, EU people are like, 8 worlds must be nice. I got plenty of login room, but there's not enough worlds to log into.
Yeah.
So they've been 6 and 6. So they are now moving up to 8 and 8. So this is a new data center, but no new worlds for JP. And it is 2 new worlds. So Raiden, Alpha, Phantom, and only people born in December are allowed to join Sagittarius there. I don't actually think that's how that's spelled. Maybe it is.
Oh, I have absolutely no idea. When I saw that, I was like, what are they doing to Sargatanas? But that's my dyslexic, mind. I was like, I came in, I was like, Sargeras. Well, okay. And so now here's the important thing. I think this is really cool. July the 5th. That is actually really close to see that. Now, this is patch 6.18. I haven't been able to read through the full of it, but ultimately you see the new world bonuses. What that means is that as you transfer onto these worlds, you're going to get experience boosts. There is a timer to be able to transfer off, but this is a really fast way to get that road to 80 buff. And get that actually applied. So double experience until level 80, a gift of 10 silver chocobo feathers exchangeable for mid-level gear to improve the leveling experience, a gift of 1,000,000 gil for player characters created on new worlds that obtain level 30 in any class. Is going to get 1,000,000 gil and a gift of 15 free playtime days. In this case, so
I think I got that back in ARR. So for anybody that's been around a long time and you scored some days as you leveled, I don't know what they were calling that, but this is called something different because I created a character on Oceanic to go through leveling.
Yeah.
Because the double XP bonus is crazy, and I wasn't allowed to create a character on Aether at the time. So I created over on Oceanic. The double XP is nuts, and I actually got the 1,000,000 gil and the 15 days of free playtime.
That's awesome. So then essentially bonuses for transferring to a new world. Homeworld transfer service will be free. And they have a couple stipulations. Double XP bonus until level 80 is reached is going to be valid for 90 days following the transfer. You get the 10 gold chocobo feathers exchangeable for special rewards such as rare mounts. And then owners of private estate apartments are entitled to a certain amount of compensation for that gil in that regards.
That compensation is meant to... it's meant to basically on TLDR, it's meant to refund you what you paid for the house, and it's meant to refund you a little bit more because there are some housing items that the system was not designed to be able to kind of put back in your storage, and so you were going to lose those items. And so they are just saying like, hey, we're aware that not everything's going to make the move, so we're just going to pay you for the things that are going to fall off the truck.
Yeah. So, and then regarding purchasing housings, the housings will be unavailable due to the established worlds as the launch of 618. Before you can resume the sale of plots, we must first verify that the Japanese European data centers expansions and the data center travel system are stable. When we re-enable home transfer world service for the latest updates regarding the availability of housing new wards, so they'll update us via the lodestone. Various residential areas of these worlds will be inaccessible until the purchase housing system has been made available. So please use the world visit system to complete the following side quests on another world while the housing area restriction is in place. And you can see here where the heart is Mist, Goblet, Lavender Beds, I Dream of Shirogane, and Ascending the Inferium.
So
quest lines.
Create your FC the day you move over, if you and some friends are moving over, because keep in mind that FC houses have a required level number of days and all that to avoid. They're trying to do what they can to mitigate the number of people who are not FCs from buying people in the FC wards. We'll talk about that again in a bit. But I know that on Oceanic, that we have some friends on Oceanic that are they want to buy an FC house, and they still at this point cannot because they did not create their FC until fairly recently. And it being a recent server, I don't think that's a weird thing.
Right.
So just kind of keep that in mind, is even though the housing's not available, if you know you want a house, start planning for that.
Absolutely. So there's some other news posts that we want to kind of dive into here. As part of it, Crystalline Conflict, if you guys aren't aware, with 6.18, the season will be ending soon. So that is July the 5th. Now, remember, we have seasons and we have series. Series is that progression that applies to just your XP, whether you're doing Frontlines or whether you're doing Crystalline Conflict. That is not ending. That is a part of the patch to patch cycle. That would be a 6.2 update for the series. So keep your series grinding if you want to get the rest of those rewards. Overall, you put in it's a decent grind, but a 4-month period of time seems to be enough. Plus, any of the currencies you earn will be able to be purchasable up through the next series. There is some time limit restrictions, so just keep that in mind. But the season is your ranking, is that gold, silver, platinum, things like that. And so that's going to be ending. So kind of if you want to keep investing in that, obviously I wish you guys the best of luck on that. Do you have any updates or any thoughts on the Crystalline Conflict?
Anybody that's watching this that just tries to keep tabs on the game and you're like, I wish I was subscribed to the game because I wanted to try that out. I will remind you that the free login campaign for the month of June does not end until the 30th. So if you want to come back and get your 4 free days, go ahead and come on back. If you're like, man, I'm not a free trial character, don't worry. Free trial characters wouldn't be able to do PvP anyway.
Right.
So if you are somebody that maybe played Endwalker, took a break, and then is like, I really wish I could try Crystalline Conflict, come on back, get your 96 hours in, and then that'll help you decide maybe you want to take the next season very seriously. The season rewards will come back in kind of a capacity, so it's not FOMO, it's like FOSMO, if you're slowly missing out. Because I believe after that, they are going away.
Yeah.
Now, housing. We gave free companies. Topic. So we gave free companies with the current system, the new lottery system. Free companies were given first dibs on wards 1 through 18 for multiple lottery lockouts. Mm-hmm. I believe all the larges at this point are gone, even on lightly populated servers. I believe all the mediums are gone on lightly populated servers. And on the heavily populated servers in like JP, I believe like the entire free company wards are gone in at least cases like, and there's some movement, right? So somebody moves from the Goblet to Ishgard. Now all of a sudden there's one in the Goblet for the next lottery. So it takes a second for it to kind of ripple through. But it's been long enough at this point that much like the rebuilding stuff, Yoshbi said it's time to fill these wards. So
fill them.
We've given the free companies multiple lotteries to raise their money, get through their requirements, and pick their picks of housing. It is time to start bringing down the number of wards that are free company only. So we are now moving from the final 6 wards, which are now probably all full everywhere for personal houses, down to it'll be the 12 wards. So everybody that was looking for personal housing and they're all sold out on your server, now you are looking at wards 10 through 18 also being available to you, probably all the smalls. For free companies, especially on like those Oceanic, like what I just talked about, they're like, but we want to buy one, we have the money, we just aren't eligible yet. Don't worry, wards 1 through 9 are staying FC only for those handful of free companies that still want to trickle through.
Okay, excellent. So as far as this goes, I think this makes a lot of sense. Obviously, anytime housing comes up, I'm just like, all right, like
start this free company, let it run 2 or 3 9-day cycles.
Yeah.
And then let individuals come through.
I hope you guys have been lucky enough to get some houses. I know I've seen a lot of people actually finally able to get their houses. Chris, you had to do kind of the gauntlet of the clicks, and that essentially is what it was, and that ended up being, I think, still your most popular streams to date. So we'll have to see that.
Seconded by fishing when I was doing hard casting. If you remember when I was just putting the line in the water. Oh, is he completing leaves?
No. Hard cast.
No. Is he fishing for something in particular?
Nope.
Just filling those bags with fish.
Guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully the audio actually was decent. We're going to play around with it in post. Would love your feedback, as we also have some reaction videos. Got some Final Fantasy 16 news that happened this week that I've been gone. I kind of updated some of you guys about what my situation was. I might make a post over that later on Ginger Prime if you guys are more interested in that story. But Chris, do you want to take us out on anything we want to, anybody we want to shout out? We had a bunch of new streamers get their check marks within the Final Fantasy 14 community.
A bunch of them in the last month or so.
Yeah.
Ponto and Kira come to mind.
Congrats, guys.
2 people I've been hanging out with in their streams, and I lurk quite a bit. And then, yeah, I mean, the community in general has just been the slow times are also these really like intimate times to get to know each other and hang out.
Yeah.
Because these are true either brand new players that get to spend a lot of time answering questions and experiencing all their newness with them. Or these are longtime friends that, like, the room's kind of quiet. It's like going to a restaurant after hours, so it's just us. So there is something nice about these times. There's something nice about the hectic times, too. And the hectic times will begin soon as we prepare to go into the live letter on the 1st. Everybody in NA that's like, I never catch those things because I am not waking up at crazy hours. This one starts at 6 a.m. Central.
6 a.m.
So
I'm going to have done my workout already. I'm going to have a great Friday.
West Coasters might miss it because they might be at work. So what a great problem for it to actually be during a time of day that the sun is up here in the in the North America.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. So if you guys want to hang out with us, Chris will be over on Twitch. I'll have the YouTube feed for you guys. We'll take it down, break it down, summarize it, and also put out an update on the podcast for you guys as well. So lots of different ways to consume all of the news that's going to be dropping. This will be the first chunk of 6.2, which will give us, like if you've been as a part of a live letter, this is going to be pretty standard. We're not going to see too much in-game stuff. We might see some screenshots, but we will.
Some MSQ.
Yeah,
it's going to be a dungeon. Oh, we're getting savage. It's going to be.
There's going to be some of the standard, but there's still a lot of mystery around 6.2 with Criterion, with what the Island Sanctuary is, and guys. I hope they knock it out the park with Island Sanctuary, because I, like you, am not looking forward to the waves of videos of people disappointed that Island Sanctuary, didn't necessarily solve the fact that, there's crippling problems in the world. So it's like I had a thought and it was really dirty.
Yes. So
Dadgum comedy. I want an award this.
If any of you have a chronic problem in your life, Island Sanctuary is going to solve it. We're going to find out on the 1st.
Yeah.
There will be a second live letter, usually a little more gameplay focused, so honing in on a couple features. So maybe they'll let us run through an Island Sanctuary. Maybe they'll show us a Criterion dungeon.
Yeah.
Things like that. That one comes about 2 weeks out from the patch. I would estimate the patch to be August 9th. Therefore, I will predict my emotions for August 16th, so I can be pleasantly surprised by myself. And that means that most likely the second live letter, you're looking end of July, that time frame, because they're about 2 weeks out.
Birthday live letter stream. We'll have that coming up. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. We'll look forward to seeing it in our next. But until then,
take care.